What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, thanks for tuning in. So today's video is going to be a pretty quick one. I know I always say that, and I know I think that this one will be a quick one, but this time I actually mean it. I think it's going to be a pretty quick video. I just got an evening to work on this, so it kind of has to be pretty quick. Long day, but I wanted to get a video out to you guys, and I wanted to get this thing done. So without further ado, today's video is going to be installing the nice new badges on the 7.3 Powerstroke. The old ones were getting pretty worn out and weather faded. They didn't look terrible, but they definitely showed their age. I've been thinking about doing this since I bought the truck 2.5 years later. Now I'm finally doing it, and you guys get to see what it looks like. So got the brand new International F250 badges all blacked out. I thought about going with chrome. I thought about doing a couple of other designs. I think they have chrome, well, all chrome, and then they have the F250 in red and the International in black. And of course, then they have this one with it's all blacked out except for the International. And I say, hey, the International is the highlight of these trucks, so you might as well show it off. For those of you who don't know, all of you should know, the 7.3 is an International engine, and that is why we got the nice highlighted International badge on the bottom, and right there, International. So not only do we have that, but of course went with the nice newer style 6.7 style badges for the doors. I think they look sweet. I actually am. These aren't metal. The original ones weren't metal either, but I'm really happy with these. They seem to be really good quality. I wasn't quite sure. You never know when you're ordering online, but I think these are actually pretty darn good. If you're interested in them or those other ones I described, they're all part of the same link. I'll link them down below so you guys can check them out. I want to say they're like $110, which is a little more than I was planning on paying or thinking I was going to pay for Emblems. But like I said, the quality actually seems pretty darn good, and I think they look absolutely killer. So, as always, the stuff I'm working on is usually linked in the description below. If it's not, send me a message or leave me a comment, and I'll try to get you the link and or put it in the description. But without further ado, we're going to get to installing these nice new pretty emblems on the truck. I'll show you the old ones. Probably show you a little bit of taking them off, cleaning them up, and cleaning up all the residue underneath them. And then we'll go to the grand finale of actually installing these beauties. So stay tuned if you're interested. Should be a fun one. Alright, so I figured I'd give you guys a quick look of them side by side. As you can see, the old ones aren't terrible, but they are pretty worn out, and those new ones just look killer. I'm super happy with them. I can't wait to see them on the truck. Yeah, there you go. Quick update. Wanted to guys show you a side-by-side comparison. The top one, or the new ones, are a little bit longer or wider, but they are the same width. If I set them on top of each other, they are the same width, so they will cover up any of the old worn marks that were around the old emblems. But yeah, let's get them on the truck. So we got all the emblems off. Here's what we have left. Nice sticky residue, the adhesive. So, little magic trick for people that out there. Most of you guys probably know about these already, but the original company I think is 3M. This is not a 3M, but nice eraser wheels. Now what this does is it's kind of like a grippy, as it says, eraser type material that you put on a drill or a grinder. You usually set up for drills, and you use it to pull off the material on the truck. Like I said earlier, you're going to want to clean this off really well to try to get all the dirt and grime and other contaminants off that you can, so you're not grinding those into the paint. It's just rubber on rubber. And you don't want to go too crazy with this, because you can heat up your paint and you can burn it. So don't go crazy, but it'll make your life a heck of a lot easier using one of these. So I'm going to get this cleaned up, both of these, and start peeling off the material.
It's easy to set a young heart on the run, to see it crashing out the sky, falling one by one.
go, I figured I'd give you guys a look at kind of what it looks like after using the eraser wheel. As you can see, there is still kind of an outline of the emblems themselves. Same up here. To be honest, this is just from it being an old truck. These emblems sat on there for 20 years with dust and dirt riding around the outside of it and the inside being sealed up. And so it just started to wear down and has a bit of an outline on it now from dirt and everything kind of being embedded into the clear coat. Just kind of how it works with an old truck. A little worse down here, as you can see. Now, I have thought about up here, the emblems will just completely cover that up. I won't see it. But down here, as we know, the 6-7 emblems are a different shape. And so they're not that big, long emblem anymore. So it won't cover that up. And I thought about what I wanted to do, whether I just cover that up and not worry about that and just let it be. But that's not me. I don't like it. Every single time I were to look at the truck, it would be kind of sticking out right in my face, and I would know it's there. And so I made the decision that I am going to actually buff out and polish up these areas the best I can to see how clean I can get them. So my disclaimer is I have never done any polishing work. I don't claim to be a detailer, but I wanted to see how well I could clean this up. And so I actually am filming this a couple days after this first half of the video that you saw, because I went online and ordered the best budget polishing kit that I could find. So I was really tempted to buy a higher end kit because I don't like buying tools that are cheaper and wear out faster and will just cause me more aggravation in the future. So I would much rather do the whole buy once, cry once, and buy a nice tool to start with. And just deal with it up front and then be happy and have it last me a long time and work well throughout its future use. So for me, I was tempted to buy the high-end one. I ended up buying a more of a budget-friendly one that I still thought would serve me for a long time in the future. So I'll show you what tool and the kit that I got. But as some of you guys with a keen eye may noticed, I'm on the other side of the truck than the last one, or the last clip or video. And so here, this is because I already polished up the other side and the tailgate as a little practice before maybe doing it on camera. But give you another look at what it looks like, and I'll show you the other side of how it turned out. I'm pretty happy with it. Here we go. Here's the other side. Up top on the fender emblem where it was. Honestly, I can't even tell where it was anymore. It is turned out way nicer than even I expected. I'm super glad I decided to go with that. And it's kind of funny because that whole thing that was there is going to be completely covered up. But for my own sanity, I know it's all cleaned up now and I know it's all smooth. So it makes me feel better. Down here where it would be showing, not sure if you guys will be able to see it, but there are just the slight reminiscences of it left right there and right there. And then obviously you guys can probably see the cracking clear coat, which I buffed out the best I could, but to be completely honest, I would probably have to wet sand that down and then really clean it up well, which is a little beyond where I'm ready to go for now. So it'll be a nice 3-foot paint job, I guess you could call it, where anybody that's just looking at the truck will never notice it. I'll notice it when I actually go to look for it, but it is very minor, and I am pretty darn happy with how it turned out. Yeah, I'm glad I decided to do this. Never done it before, never done any polishing work before. So I think I did all right. So I'll go show you guys the kit I got just so you guys can see it, and then I'm going to get to work on doing the other side. Here we go. Hopefully you can hear me over that thing. But here's the buffing kit that I got. It is the Chemical Guys Porter Cable buffing kit. And I know a lot of you guys might think, really, a Porter cable? And I thought the same exact thing, and it kind of went against all of my instincts to buy it, but there were a ton, I'm talking thousands, of very good reviews of this kit and this buffer, so I figured I'd take the chance and buy it. But the kit comes with the buffer, sample size of all the polishing compounds that they have. You got your cutting pad, you got your polishing pad, and then you got your kind of waxing, cleaning up, sealing pad, plus another foam pad with the buffer that I'd imagine is for those old style kind of wool buffing pads. But this is the kit. I think it cost $140, which it kind of hurt. But those higher level kits that I was talking about, like the Adams Polishes kit, was like minimum of $250. And I'll tell you what, I was really close to buying it. I wanted it. But like I said, this thing had a ton of really good reviews. And for my level of work that I'm doing, I think it would do the job just fine. And based off of last night when I was working on it, I would agree that this is a pretty solid kit. Down the road, maybe I'll try out some different polishing compounds if I end up working paint more. But overall, this is a good kit in my eyes. Gives good results for somebody that has no idea, maybe not no idea what they're doing, because I did a lot of research on it, but somebody that's never done it before. So I'm pretty happy with this kit. If you're interested even just checking it out, I'll leave a link in the description below, just so you can see it. But there it is, nothing too crazy. Yeah, I'm gonna get back to work on finishing up that last side, and then it'll be time to put the emblems on.
Defeated by the dreams and the memories we've made, to see it crashing out the skies like a tidal wave down on me. Walking alone on the coldest night, there's nothing I can ever say to change your mind. I gotta live without your love, we've said goodbye. There's nothing I can ever say.
So all of this is a bit dirty around it too, but I'll give it a good spray down so to get all the actual dirt and stuff off. But I'll show you the difference between this spot and the rest of the truck so you guys can kind of see what it looks like. So I guess for me and you guys can kind of see what it looks like. Because I unfortunately think I'm going to have to do the entire truck now. Because it's going to bother me that these spots look so much better than the rest. Oh, what have I done? Hopefully you guys will be able to see this. Take you guys off the tripod. Alright, so as you can see, basically no remains of where the emblem was. Looks nice and shiny. Now we'll go to where all the water spots are. So there you go. And I did just wipe over those, so that's not just watery residue left over. That is hard water spots, unfortunately. I give it another wipe so you guys can see. Those are hard water spots. And of course, down into here, it may not be perfect, but by golly, it looks a heck of a lot better than that. And this is going to be the death of me now, because I'm going to have to do a lot more buffing at some point. But hey, at least this spot looks really nice. Alright guys, well here's my quick tip for installing emblems or things of the sort. When you want to make sure they're symmetrical on each side and line up with the body lines around them, it is very useful to use some painter's tape to hold it in place, or to give you your lines to base off of, so you're not eyeballing the gaps on things and hoping that you get it close. So what I'm doing is I'm using the tape and going off of this silver pinstriping and the door sill on both sides, so that way it helps me to get equal spacing when you're looking at it on the truck, as well as it helps make it symmetrical on both sides of the truck. And then when you're done, you can just take the tape right off. There we go. You can probably see I'm going off of that top pinstripe, and then we'll do the same spacing out from the door sill against the actual door. Now I can just about guarantee that I'll get equal spacing along this vertical axis and along the horizontal axis to make it symmetrical up front. And it should give it a good equal spacing along this line so it doesn't taper off or get narrower and look a little funky. If I did it right. Big if. Here comes the moment of truth. Make sure it's not upside down. And here we go. There she is. Press her on. And time for a final reveal.
Down on me, walking alone on the coldest night. There's nothing I can ever say to change your mind. I gotta live without your love. We've said goodbye. There's nothing I can ever say to change your.
Well, alright guys, there we have it. Got them all installed. I'm pretty darn happy with how they look. The old, like I said in the very beginning, the old ones weren't all that bad, but they were pretty worn out. They were showing their age. I mean, they were 20 years old. They were showing 20 years of sunshine shining down on them. And so it's nice to finally get them replaced, and I think these ones look really sweet. It's all those little details in a truck that really push it over the edge. Obviously I have a lot of other big things to do to it, but this is one of those little details that I'll be happy to have done when the truck's nearing completion. I'm also pretty happy that I made the decision to wait a little bit longer and put in the extra work to buff out all the paint in those spots. I think they turned out phenomenal, especially for the first time me ever doing polishing work or anything of the sort. I'm pretty darn happy with how it turned out. Most of the spots you can't even tell that there was an emblem there, and like you guys saw, there were some pretty worn in marks from the old emblems, just where all the dirt accumulates around the edges. So as usual, I'm happy I put in the extra effort. Turned out a whole heck of a lot better than it would have if I wouldn't have. It's probably something that most people wouldn't even see if they were passing by the truck and looking at it. But me personally, I would have seen it every single time I looked at it. And so if it wasn't for anybody else, it was for me, and I'm glad I did it. Now, like I said, I have one more question for you guys that I need your input on, and that is the door emblems. So, as you can see, I ended up not putting the door emblems on. I'm actually really happy. I actually kind of like how it looks without having anything on the door. Don't mind the dirty paint. She has been washed in a while. But I actually kind of like the look of having it a little more streamlined without the emblems. I think the new emblems are pretty awesome. I think they look sweet, but I don't know. I can't make decisions, so I figure I'm going to leave it up to you guys whether I put them on or not. I think there's a way to put like a poll or a tally in the video, but if not, just leave it in the comments below. Yeah, I'm just going to say leave it in the comments below what you think. Should I put the new emblem on or leave it a little more streamlined? I'm going to put some, I got a little piece of tape there. I'm going to stick the emblem on so you guys can kind of see what it looks like with it on. So here it is before, without. Now put it on roughly where it'll be. It probably won't look quite as good, but roughly. Alright, there it is with it on. It's a tad bit crooked. Don't pay attention to that. But it's not bad. I like the contrast of it. It does make it look a little bit more busy up here. Give you guys a better close-up of it. I don't know. I think it looks sweet. I love the emblem. Good 7.3 Powerstroke International. It doesn't stick out like a sore thumb like a chrome one would, but it sticks out enough that I think it looks cool. Well, I don't know. I'm gonna need your guys' input on this one. Do you think I should leave the door empty, or should I put the emblem on and run those? Leave your opinion in the comments below. I'll go through and tally them up, because honestly I don't really know. Maybe I could slide it back that way a hair, bring it away from that one. Yeah, honestly I can't make that decision. I think it looks really good both ways, especially with that all buffed up over there. I did run into an issue. Now that I buffed those spots, the rest of the truck is definitely going to need a good cleaning and a good polishing. Those spots look a lot nicer than the rest of the truck, and the rest of the truck isn't terrible, but it's got some water spots, especially on the other side from the sprinkler system. So it's definitely going to have to happen at some point. I brought this upon myself. But no rambling. Let me know what you guys think about that. Should I put the door emblem on or leave it off and leave it streamlined like this? I think either way it's going to look awesome, so give me your guys' opinion. With all that, I think I'm going to wrap up this video. I'm sorry it's been so long since my last video. I was planning on releasing this on Wednesday, but like I said, I ended up wanting to buff it out, so I had to order those polishing supplies, get them in, and then go through all this. So it's Friday night right now. Probably be uploading this Saturday morning for you guys all to watch with your nice morning coffee or something of the sorts. Hopefully the weather is good for you guys this weekend. It's absolutely beautiful here. Looking forward to barbecuing with some family this weekend, maybe getting this old girl all cleaned up. As always, if you like the video, leave it a thumbs up. If you got any comments or something to say, leave it in the description below. I should be able to get back to just about everybody that leaves a comment. If you have any questions, I'll do my best to answer them. If you're not subscribed to the channel, I encourage you to subscribe. We got a lot of stuff coming for this truck, and a lot of I said this a while back, but I'm getting ready to make a pretty big purchase that I'm excited about. I was trying to work with a company, but the channel's still a little too small for that. That's all right. Making the purchase anyways, it should be pretty exciting, something that I've been looking forward to for quite a while, and it should make a big difference on this truck. So if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button and make sure you don't miss out. All my current subscribers, thanks for following along. Catch you guys on the next video.
Oh,